Hey there beauties, my name is Kristen Marie. I'm a licensed esthetician, an educator, mentor, a YouTuber, and a mom. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode, and before we dive in, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like this video if you're excited, and comment below where you're at in your journey. We are a growing community here of estheticians, skincare lovers, and we're on our way to 90,000 subscribers, and I just could not be more thankful for every single one of you who takes the time to watch my videos. And so I hope today can be another very informative video, and I'm excited to dive into this one because we are partnering up again with Bushbalm, and they are a company that specializes in intimate aftercare products. I use them personally. I've integrated them into my services here at Radiance, and I've recommended them to clients, and I've heard great feedback from you guys as well about these products. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out their website, bushbalm.com, and see all their products. They offer things from exfoliators, oils, and body care products. All of those things that you would need for the intimate area are available to purchase and read about on their website. So thank you again, Bushbalm, for this opportunity. If you haven't already seen our last collaboration, we talked about tips and tricks to prepare for your first Brazilian wax, and you guys saw Kristen perform a Brazilian wax from start to finish, and we talked about kind of the things to expect in aftercare and pre-care. And so we're going to kind of be backing off of that video today. We're going to be specifically talking though about how to prevent dark spots in the intimate bikini area after a Brazilian wax, because we tend to see that after we get wax, we may have some ingrowns or discoloration in the area, and Bushbalm really wanted me to talk to you guys about how to prevent this from happening or how to address these dark areas already. If you want to hear about how to prevent dark spots and discoloration in the bikini area, and also hear some Brazilian wax aftercare tips, then go ahead and continue watching. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. Now, let's get into this talk about how to prevent discoloration and dark spots in the bikini area. And really, honestly, you could apply these to the underarm area as well as the inner thighs, because I do tend to see that clients get discoloration in those areas as well. And it's just naturally occurring because of a few things. One, because they are in the folds of our skin. And I notice that in those folds where our joints meet together, the skin is a lot more sensitive and thinner almost in those areas. So the more friction and the more irritation that happens to those areas, the more chance for discoloration to occur. So one key point, if I want you to remember in this video, is if there's inflammation, there's a chance for pigmentation. When you do receive waxes or you disturb the skin in any way and it becomes red and irritated, there is a chance for pigmentation. Now, depending on your skin type, there's something called the Fitzpatrick scale, and it goes from 1 to 6. And the higher that you are in that scale, the more active melanin you have in your skin. That can be a great thing when it comes to aging and it comes to your skin protecting itself from UV damage and sun damage. But because you have more active melanocytes in your skin, when it gets disturbed or inflammation occurs, you are more likely to get discoloration in those areas. Usually from 3 to 6, you're gonna have a higher chance of getting that discoloration. So this is extra important for you if you fall within that category. When it comes to Brazilian waxing, now because we are removing the hair follicles from the root, it does create some irritation. The prevention of dark spots starts from even before you get your Brazilian wax. We said in our other video, go ahead and make sure you exfoliate the area 24 hours before your Brazilian wax. Now, the reason why we do this is because it's going to remove any dead skin and bring the hair follicle a bit more forward, so that when your waxer is removing the hairs, it comes out a bit easier. The waxer has to use a bit less pull or irritate the skin less, then that means less inflammation, less irritation. So you might be wondering what you could use for the pre-exfoliation step, and I recommend that you pick up Bushbalm's Dark Spot Exfoliating Scrub. So this is in the Bermuda scent, and it looks like this. And what I do is I actually keep this in the shower with me, and I just grab a nice dollop of it and I massage it into the area that I want to exfoliate, and you guys, it just like melts like butter in the skin. For your Brazilian wax, of course, when you go into the service, your esthetician is going to prepare you by wiping you down with cleansing solution to clean the area and some powder to absorb any excess moisture. And she will be performing the Brazilian wax with you in various positions and will perform the waxing from the bikini area to the labia area and the buttocks area. What we always say is to make sure you take nice deep breaths, and sometimes it's helpful to take some Tylenol right before the service to minimize any more pain. Honestly, I think a lot of it is a mental thing. So just go into it knowing that the results are going to be worth it. Your area is going to be nice and smooth afterwards, and that hair is not going to grow back for about a week or two. And it's really nice to be able to be smooth there for that long of a time. So just be thinking about that the whole time, that it's worth it, you know, pain is beauty. Anyways, so afterwards, your esthetician will be cleansing your skin, ideally with a post-treatment oil. And so that the point of the oil is to, number one, remove any remaining residue of the wax, but also, depending what kind of oil you use, it can help to reduce inflammation. Bushbalm, we shared this before, Bushbalm has a post-waxing dark spot oil. All three of these products that I'm going to be highlighting in this video have pretty much the same ingredients. This is just the pro size bottle, but this is pretty much the same thing as their dark spot oil. So let's talk about this for a sec. So the dark spot oil has just a very short list of ingredients, and I think that's what I love the most about the Bushbalm products, is that they're very natural. I know they are plant derived, they're cruelty free, they're vegan, just a great quality product. Some of the key ingredients, and it's actually the same ingredients that's in the scrub. The scrub, the only difference is that this has sugar in it for that physical exfoliator. But key ingredients are going to be grapeseed oil, jojoba seed oil, acrylic triglyceride, tea tree oil, reticulata resin oil, and citrus lemon peel oils. The jojoba and the grapeseed oil are very similar to your skin's natural oils. So it's very light, it's not going to clog your pores, and it's going to hydrate the area. Now the tea tree, acrylic triglyceride, and the reticulata resin oil, those are known for being antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, which again, remember I told you that where there's inflammation, there's chance for pigmentation. So the less inflammation that you can provide to the skin and mediate that inflammation, the less likelihood of that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation turning into that darker color. It's actually the best to treat the redness when it's red, because as soon as it starts turning a darker color, that's when it's getting deeper in the skin and it's going to be a bit more difficult to target. So it is vital that hopefully your esthetician picks up the post-treatment oil and you're using the dark spot oil at home as well, and the exfoliator, of course. So you can actually use the exfoliator in the oil 24 hours after your wax, and from there on use the scrub and the oil right out of the shower, ideally when your skin is wet and it's the most absorbent. You can use the scrub about 2 to 3 times a week, and the oil, I would say even twice a day. You could put it on in the morning and the evening. Kind of the post bumps that you might deal with afterwards, or the ingrowns after wax, putting on the oil is just, I'm telling you, makes a huge difference. And the citrus lemon peel oil in the product as well is going to be targeting the discoloration. It's going to help brighten, make the area look a lot more glowing. Other things that you could keep in mind. So we talked about what to kind of expect during the service. Now there's other activities and tips for you that you should be doing or not doing after a Brazilian wax to help prevent discoloration. Let me pull up my list here, because actually Kristen made a really nice list for me. The do's and don'ts for the next 24 to 48 hours after your Brazilian wax. So number one is do not touch the area. If you are going to touch your skin, say if you're applying the oil or you're exfoliating yourself, make sure you wash your hands to put the product onto your skin, because if you introduce any bacteria to an open pore, there's a chance for it to become an ingrown or get inflamed or irritated. And again, inflammation, there's a chance for pigmentation. Anything that's going to introduce bacteria to your skin. So you touching it, engaging in any rigorous activity that's going to make you sweat, sexy time, all those things are pretty much off limits for the first 24 hours. I would say, you know what, just go home, put on some nice loose fitting sweats, eat some ice cream, watch your favorite show, and just chill out for the next 24 hours, and then you can go back to, you know, doing your activities. And that's another point I wanted to make, is actually wearing loose fitting clothing. You might not think that that makes a difference, but ideally I would recommend going to your waxing appointment with sweatpants, loose fitting underwear, cotton underwear that's not lined and won't rub on your skin, because actually I've noticed that with any friction in those areas, like if you notice in between your thighs or your underarms, if there's friction, there's chance for pigmentation, only because there's just that constant rubbing happening. And so actually using an oil in the area, like the dark spot oil, on a regular basis will create that lubrication instead of your skin just like constantly rubbing against each other. And also because less chance for bacteria and sweat to build up in those areas. And also within that 24-hour period, I would recommend trying out the Bushbalm Vajacial Mask. This is going to help, again, to soothe the area. It's got hyaluronic acid and aloe vera, so it's going to calm and hydrate. Again, just provide a nice soothing remedy for that area after getting the wax done. Also, no bathing or submersing yourself in water, or specifically hot water, because that's just going to cause more irritation. Your skin's not going to be happy with the hot water hitting it. Also, no picking in the future. So this is even past that 24-hour period, but if you have an ingrown or anything that pops up, leave the ingrown for your esthetician to dig out the next time that you go and see her. And I would recommend making sure you're rebooking your service after 4 weeks from your Brazilian wax, because the more consistent you are with getting waxing done, the easier it's going to get. I always say the first Brazilian wax is always the most uncomfortable, but as you get those waxes, the hair is going to continue to thin and it's not going to be as painful, and your esthetician isn't going to have to use as much force to remove the hair. Be on top of rebooking, and also do not shave in between, because that is going to, again, increase your chances of an ingrown, which ingrown is going to be inflamed and could possibly lead to that pigmentation or scarring afterwards. It doesn't remove the whole hair follicle, so every time you're shaving it, it's just, you know, kind of cutting off the top and then it's just growing back. It would be good for you to stay on top of those Brazilian waxes so that you can keep up with the cycle. And I think this might be an obvious one, but of course don't go out and sunbathe the bikini area right after you get waxed, especially if it's red and inflamed. You're not going to want to have that direct sunlight. And even if afterwards it's all healed up and you're, you know, in a bikini on vacation or something, put some sunscreen in that area to help really protect it from darkening. And also, it would be smart to maybe try to strategize your Brazilian wax appointment around your period, because your skin can tend to be a bit more sensitive. And I'm not sure if maybe necessarily the pigmentation could be associated more with getting your wax done around your period, but I just feel like if the skin is more sensitive, then it's just going to be a more uncomfortable experience for you, and who knows, it could maybe contribute to the discoloration afterwards. So I would say play it safe and try to schedule your Brazilian waxes around your period so that you can get through it. To repeat really quick, what's the steps here? So 24 hours before your Brazilian wax, exfoliate with the Bushbalm Dark Spot Exfoliating Scrub in the area you're going to be getting waxed. And then have your waxer ideally using the dark spot oil for the cleanup afterward. If your waxer doesn't have that, bring your dark spot oil in and have her wipe you down with this after the wax. Then within that 24-hour period of getting your wax done, pop on the Vajacial Hydrogel Mask from Bushbalm to calm and soothe the area and just give yourself some nice relaxation for that 24 hours. No rigorous activity or irritation or chance for bacteria to enter into the hair follicles, and loose fitting clothing. And to top it off, after that 24-hour period and moving forward, exfoliate yourself in the shower again with the exfoliating scrub, and then top off with the dark spot oil in that area, and do this about 2 to 3 times a week. Keep up with your Brazilian waxes. It's going to be only in your best interest to stick with the cycle of your hair. Remember, ingrowns lead to inflammation, and inflammation can lead to pigmentation. I hope this information was super helpful for you. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, comment below any questions or comments, and of course subscribe to this channel. And as always, I will see you guys back here on Thursday for a new one, and until then, I love you, stay safe, and I'll see you then.